Okay, The Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 5 Coursebook Part 1 covers literature, writing, spelling, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, and vocabulary. So it covers quite a few subjects there, which makes my life a lot easier. Okay, about this course, I wanted to show you a lesson breakdown real quick. Every lesson is going to start with grammar and new concept. You're going to have reading and writing prompts. You're going to have vocabulary and reading skills section. You're going to have assigned reading literature from one of these 5 books. Following the reading, there's going to be new literary concepts or answering reading comprehension questions. Sometimes there's going to be books discussions or book reports. Your flashcards will be on the online app, and the spelling will be online, and there will be project lessons. There will be painting projects and cooking projects, and then there will be a few unit assessments throughout each book. Definitely, mom, check those out and make sure your child is learning. And you're going to need the quick reference guide. When you see this Q and the page number, that tells you exactly which page to look at. This little icon here means that there is a song on the app to help the child memorize the grammar concept. They might be singing about something that'll help the kid really remember that. This goes over their spelling philosophy and creating good writers. They do recommend that your child start taking the typing course or a typing course because in the next levels they're going to be completing essays and things on the app. And you will need art supplies for level 5, and those are pictures of the paintbrushes needed, set of watercolors, a palette, art paper. Okay, so to get started, okay, here is Unit 1 overview, and I'm just going to go through one of these overviews. So in this theme, we're studying South America. Grammar and usage, action and being verbs, adjectives, adverbs, compound sentences, coordinating conjunctions, concrete abstract nouns, editing, independent clauses, interjections, pronouns, punctuation, sentence diagramming, and some contractions. All right, and there's a little blurb about what you'll be practicing in spelling, depending on what level of spelling you're on. The unit main message is gratitude brings joy. You will be reading Mystery of the Crying Caves. You will be studying continents and oceans and a section of states from the United States for your flashcards. Let's see here. Your reading comprehension will be focused on geography, literature, art, and poetry. For geography, there's a huge section here. We've got Andes Mountains, Ecuador, Galapagos Islands, Lake Titicaca, Amazon River Basin, Amazon River, rainforest, geography topics. Yeah, that's a lot to read. Okay, supplies needed. You're going to play a volcano game, and you're going to need your watercolor paints. There's a pretty big section on writing. Let's see here. Using personification and similes, using sensory language, transitions, vivid verbs, varying first words, working on powerful paragraphs, editing, main ideas, taking notes, topic sentences, using transition words and phrases, pre-writing, free writing, brainstorming, discussion, clustering, and mapping. I'm going to have some art projects, a thoughtful note watercolor card, volcano card game. Let's see here. And literature. You're going to focus on Christine Von Hagen. Your literature topics will be characters, character traits, characterization, conflict, discernment in literature, messages in books, plot, settings, similes. You're going to learn about hymns, alliteration, definition of hymns, lyrics, meter, power and value of hymns, refrain, chorus, rhyme scheme, symbolism, and verse. Okay, I'm going to walk you through lesson 2. So to start out, you're going to have a gratitude journal. And it's, don't make your sentences like this. Make sure they all stay on the baseline. And why are you grateful for stormy weather? Answer with 2 sentences. Make sure you start with a capital letter. Letters rest correctly on the baseline. Then you're going to go to the app. See the icon here? And you're going to be studying concrete and abstract nouns. And that's the video we watched. Then up here, still doing concrete and abstract nouns. Down here, you're going to do some pronoun work. Vocab and reading skills. So you see this icon, the app? So on the app, it's going to read you this paragraph sentence by sentence. Then it's going to pause, and you're going to repeat that sentence and try to make your language sound exactly like the reader on the app. The importance of this is that you learn how to pronounce words properly, and so that you learn to have a good flow in your reading. And these vocabulary words will be in the app, and they'll give you definitions and examples. Okay, coming over to the next page, reading and writing, easy peasy pre-writing. There is an app video, which I will show you when we take a look at the app. And then she's going to explain the assignment to you. And you're basically just going to find the bare facts about this creature and nothing else. And that's what you're going to write over here. And she'll explain how to do that. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to read chapter 2 of Mystery of the Crying Caves. Then you're going to get on the app and do some spelling. And then, if you want, your student can read another book for 20 minutes. I don't make my student do that. I think after they've done the language arts and the spelling and read a chapter in one of their novels, I don't make them do any more reading unless, they have a book they love and they want to work through it. Okay, next example. Reading and writing. See, excellent editing. So this is going to teach them about editing marks. And then it's going to start working on a hymn. Over here, we're starting a geography lesson on South America. So the student is going to read this. And then they're going to come over here and answer comprehension questions to make sure they understood what they read. Okay, in the same lesson, now they're reading chapter 4 of their book. And they're getting, being told to go to the app. And they're going to learn some diagramming. Now, the kids have already been diagramming for 2 years at this point. So they're familiar with the basics, and now we're adding on. Finishing up diagramming here. Going back to the app for vocab and reading skills. Let's see, down here, make sure you do your spelling. And then if you want to, read another book. Okay, moving on. All right, this one is action and being verbs. Vocab and reading skills. Make sure you go to the app and they'll read to you and you parrot their reading. Here you're doing art study. So you're going to read about the painting and the painter and answer the questions. Study the painting. And now you're going to go back to the app for your easy peasy pre-writing. You're doing just the bare facts on the Galapagos giant tortoise. There are your articles you're choosing information from. Here's where you're writing your facts. Here's your reading assignment for the day. And don't forget to do your spelling. Okay, this lesson starts out with gratitude journal. What's one reason you are grateful for good books? Down here, we're doing on the app coordinating conjunctions, compound sentences. So the app is going to do the teaching for you, but you need to check the workbooks, and there's a checkbox up here to, you know, check the work when the child is done. So that's for mom. Okay, over here working on compound and simple sentences and literature reading comprehension. So this is, you're going to read chapter 9 of Mystery of the Crying Caves and then answer the questions. What do we learn about Pablo's relationship with his dad in this chapter? So you have 2 questions there. Another vocab and reading that you do on the app. Over here you're doing vocabulary review. So all these words you have covered on the app, and so they just want to make sure that you remember what they are. And then you're going to write down the answers. Over here you're doing another artist study, reading and comprehension, studying the painting. Don't forget to do your spelling. That's it for that one. This is a painting lesson, watercolor painting. Okay, we're going to skip all the way over here. This is Unit 1 review. So you will have learned all of this geography. We're doing another literature section, chapter 18, Mystery of the Crying Caves, and 2 to 3 sentences. Write, explain what types of things Violet keeps in her box and why she keeps them. Use examples. Okay, vocabulary review. Okay, so your child is going to complete the purple sections, and if they get them wrong, they need to come over here and complete the orange sections after you've corrected them and explained it to them. So concrete abstract nouns, contractions. I was going to say contradictions. Can't read through the phone. All right, action and being verbs, sentence diagramming, adjectives, adverbs, interjections, independent clauses, compound sentences, coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so that was Unit 1 review. You check this, go through it with your student, and make sure that they're comfortable and ready to move on to the second unit. I wanted to show you a literature comprehension page. This one's called Discernment in Literature, How to Judge Books, Whether or Not They're Clean and Worthy of Reading. Some nice artwork. Okay. Stories that sparkle. Option number 1. So they have some story starters in here, and you're going to fill in adjectives and adverbs and complete the sentences and make the story flow. Or if you want to completely do it on your own, here's the page where you can do that. And it says include at least 3 adjectives, at least 3 adverbs, and it talks to you about the beginning of your story and what you should have in it. This is a story outline. In the middle of the story, the ending of the story, and if you don't like their story idea, write your own. Okay, and then remember down here to do your spelling. Okay, over here we have another art project and book discussion. So this goes along with The Clockmaker's Son, chapters 1 to 11. You're going to create a Black Forest landscape because that's the setting of the book. So you're going to do this with your watercolor paints, and it has step-by-step instruction, and this should be your final result. All right, skipping ahead. Let's see, we have gratitude journal again. Why are you grateful for bees? Answer with 2 complete sentences. Start the second sentence with also. Commas, prepositional phrases. Punctuation, relative clauses, that and which. Hopping on to the app to do your vocabulary and reading. Oh, there's a little jingle over here, so you can hop onto the app and there is a song that goes with prepositional phrases. And there's a reference here on page 44. So that's when you would get out your reference guide. And let's find page 44. Okay, and so this is all about comma usage. Okay, so that's there if you need it. Moving on, we've got geography and types: forest, temperate, deciduous, evergreen, boreal, rainforest, tropical. We've got some poetry fun. Read a chapter in your book. This is vocabulary review. And don't forget your spelling. Okay. Next one, we have a Black Forest Cupcakes project. That looks yummy. Then we're going to hop over to another watercolor project. This one is A Thoughtful Note. And they do have step-by-step instructions on the app. You're making a card for somebody. Let's see. What else? Powerful paragraphs. Step-by-step instructions. Write your topic sentence. Now you're ready to give the main information of your paragraph. Make sure to use transition words such as first, next, also, in addition, or finally. Write a concluding sentence. Check off, make sure you did things. Here's where you write. Don't forget your spelling. And one last one for this book. Oh, yep. So here it's just having you do a lot of, if you reference guide pages. So remember how to do this. Remember how to do this. If you don't remember, look it up in your reference book. Okay, that's it for course book 1. Now let's hop over to course book 2. Okay, book 2. Let's see what we got in here. Summarizing. So easy to summarize. And there's your instruction. Over here, they've given you your reference material. And then choose summary 1 or 2. Which one does an accurate job of summarizing according to the rules. We have studying geography of Kenya. Let's see here. Okay, we've got more reading and comprehension. We've got geography of Africa here. Over here, we've got another gratitude journal. So, what are 2 animals you're grateful to have in your life? Commas and geographical locations. Subordinating conjunctions, dependent clauses. Editing marks. You're going to edit this paragraph. You're looking for 6 edits. Contractions. Okay, mini models for writing, working on a thesis statement. Do's and don'ts. Step-by-step instructions. And over here are the models you're going to read and label. Okay. Hopping over here. Let's see. Sentences that shine. How can you write your sentences without using the word said? You can use stated, agreed, gushed, questioned, replied, noted, whispered, yawned, and a whole bunch of examples. Let's see. App work for flashcards, vocabulary skills. Make sure you do your spelling. Let's see what else. Project lesson. This one is book discussion, not your ordinary book report. This one is done on a trickle of water. And there's a variety of ways you can do this. You can write letters to somebody. Write a letter to a friend or family member encouraging them to read the book. Include at least 6 sentences and make sure to explain 3 or more specific reasons why you would recommend the book. Or pretend that you're Margaret's new sponsor. Write her a letter introducing yourself and asking her several questions. Your letter should be at least 8 sentences long. Or write a letter to a fictional movie company trying to convince the company to make the book into a movie. Give specific reasons and include at least 6 sentences. Or you can write a poem or a song about the book. Or you could do a fictional writing. Choose a scene from the book set in Africa that Margaret was in. Write 1 or more pages that describe the scene from Margaret's perspective as if she were the main character. Or give an oral book review to your parent or teacher aloud, or record your oral book review. For your review, first summarize the book, then give your opinions of these things, what you liked or didn't like, the messages, and why you liked it or not. So you have quite a few options for your child to do a book report so they can figure out what works for them. And you're also getting some information on the app here. Okay, next. Starting with gratitude journal. We are on to Ireland now. Your student is going to be doing some internet research. So it says up here that, make sure you're watching your student or helping them out. I'm going to be researching some Irish foods, compound subjects, verbs, and verb phrases. You're going to get on the app for your geography flashcards, vocab reading skills. You got a literature section. You're on chapter 4 of Legend of Wind Hollow. You've got easy peasy pre-writing, step-by-step instructions. And don't forget your spelling. Okay, next. Stories that sparkle, option 1. Okay, so here is the story that they have written out. You add adverbs and adjectives and add some more meat to the story, some more sentences. If you, and it, tells you right here, all the steps. If you don't like that, option 2 is to follow this outline here, beginning, middle, and end. Include 3 adverbs, 3 adjectives. If you don't like that one, you can make your own story outline and write your own story. Don't forget your spelling. Okay. Some more lessons. Superlatives, adjectives, comparative adjectives. More beautiful pictures of Ireland. Geography of Ireland, reading comprehension. Sentences that shine. Literature comprehension. Okay, so reading chapter 11, Legend of Wind Hollow, finished sentence. I believe that's Killian showed kindness in this chapter when he did what? Don't forget to do your spelling. Okay. Moving on over here, powerful paragraphs. Just more work with paragraphs. Writing them nicely, creatively, using good words. Don't forget to read your book. Okay, more app work. So every day you're going to be on the app. Another project, you're doing an Irish landscape, and you do get video instruction. And you're doing a book discussion, chapters 10 to 17. Okay. And this one has a lot of detail. That's so beautiful. Okay, we're almost done here. Here's a lesson on using a dictionary. If anybody owns a dictionary anymore, I have quite a few, and they just sit on the shelves and nobody uses them because we have electronics. All right, writing the bear facts. We're doing polar bears because we're in Canada now. Okay, you're writing only the facts about how polar bears can travel on ice. So you have to go through these articles and find only the information about how they travel. And that's what you're writing down here. Don't forget your spelling. And that's it. This is the last lesson. There's 120 lessons for the year. And it's just, make sure you know your geography. So all these states in the U.S. See, grammar review. Again, you do the purple sections. If you struggle, you do the orange sections. Verb, subject, agreement. Words that can be nouns or verbs, avoiding double negatives. And vocabulary review. And that is it. So my daughter will be finishing up her old level 4 language arts, let's see, by the end of April, and so she will be starting this new level in May. We actually don't wait to September, so she will just go ahead and get started on that. And thank you very much for watching my video, and I'm going to go ahead and pop in what the app looks like so you can take a look at what your student will be doing on the computer every day to finish their course. Okay, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe.